The 20th of April, Monday morning, 2026. Common Buddhist text guidance and insight from the Buddha. Chapter 4 on society and human relationships. We left off yesterday at social equality, Theravada tradition. There is no superiority simply due to social class. Moral conduct is what counts. This passage critiques the ideas that the members of the Brahmin hereditary class of pre-Buddhist priests are naturally superior, descended from Brahma, seen by the Hindu Brahmins as the creator deity. They are born from human mothers, like everyone else, and like members of the other three social classes of ancient Bharat in India. They can act both unethically and ethically. What is truly worthy of respect, even from kings, is not birth, but living according to the righteous Dhamma. Justly, ethically, and with wholesome intentions, words, and state of minds. This passage ends with the passage highlighting that the Buddha's true followers, as born from the Dhamma, Sattanat Dharma, the eternal Dharma, he teaches and embodies equivalent to Brahma in the sense of what is truly the best of all things. When the Blessed One addressed his disciple Vasita, you have here gone forth from home to homelessness and became a renunciant from the Hindu class Brahmin. From the Hindu class Brahmin high rank, from the families of the Hindu class, the Brahmins. Vasita. Do not the Brahmins, the Hindus, accuse you and insult you. Surely, sir, the Hindu Brahmins accuse us, insults us, to their heart's contents with not incomplete insults. Sir, the Hindu Brahmins say thus, only the Hindu Brahmins are of the highest social class. Other social groups are inferior. Only the Hindu Brahmins are of white color. Others are of black color. Only Hindu Brahmins become pure. Not non-Hindu Brahmins. Only Hindu Brahmins are the legitimate son of Brahma, born of his mouth. They are Brahma born, Brahma created, inheritors of Brahma. You have abandoned the highest rank and gone into the lower rank. That is, these are the Shivalings, the renunciants. The black originated from the feet of our kinsmen, Brahma. Sir, this is how the Hindu Brahmins accuse us. Surely, Vasita, responded Gautama the Buddha, the Blessed One, the Hindu Brahmins say that because they do not remember their past. It is evident, Vasita, that the Hindu Brahmin women have their seasons, become pregnant, deliver, and breastfeed. Yet those Hindu Brahmins, being persons who are surely born of wombs, say this, the Hindu Brahmins are of the highest class, are born of Brahma. Vasita, replied Gautama the Buddha, the Blessed One, there are four classes, the rulers, the Brahmins, the tradesmen, and the laborers. Sometimes, Vasita, a person of the ruling class is someone who destroys living beings, takes what is not given, misbehaves with regard to the enjoyment of sensual pleasures, lies, use harsh speech, decisive speech, idle chatter, has intense desire, is malicious, and thought, is of wrong views. It is seen that even a ruler engages in these things that are unwholesome, reckoned as unwholesome, blameworthy, reckoned as blameworthy, ought not to be practiced, reckoned as what ought not to be practiced, not in keeping what was hoble or noble, reckoned as what is not keeping with what is noble, dark and of dark consequence, censured by the wise. Sometimes Vasita, even the Hindu Brahmins, or the tradesmen, or the laborer caste is someone who destroys living beings. It is seen that even a Hindu Brahmin engages in these things that are unwholesome, reckoned as unwholesome. Sometimes Vasita, even the ruler, abstains from destroying the life of living beings, taking what is not given. It is seen that even a ruler engages in these things that are wholesome, praised by the wise, and likewise with members of other classes. When among these four classes are to be found a mixture of both things dark and white, what is censured by the wise as well as praised by the wise? What the Hindu Brahmins say here, Brahmins are the highest class, other classes are inferior. This is intelligent people do not approve of. What is the reason for that? Vasita, out of the four classes, whoever is a monk, an arihat, with intoxicating inclination, destroyed, who has lived a good life, done what ought to be done, laid aside the burden, release, attained to the well-being, eradicated the fetter of attachment to ways of being, liberated with right gnosis, he is called the highest among them. That is in terms of the Dhamma, not in terms of the non-Dhamma. Dhamma is the greatest amongst these people, both in this immediate life and in the life after. In this way too, Vasita, it should be known how Dhamma alone is the greatest among these people in its immediate life and the life hereafter. Vasita, King Paseniti of Kosala, knows that the renunciant Gautama is unsurpassed, and that he became a renunciant from the family of the Sakyan class. The Sakyan clan do regularly obey the commands of the king Paseniti Kosala. The Sakyans show respect, do salutations, offer a seat, do respectful salutations, pay homage to King Paseniti of Kosala. Vasita, whatever showing of respect, doing of salutations, the Sakyan performed to the king Paseniti of Kosala. Similar respect is shown to him, to the Tathagata, the Sakyan. What does he do so thinking? Isn't it indeed the case that the renunciant Gautama is well born? I am ill born, renunciant Gautama is powerful. I am weak, renunciant Gautama is good looking. I am not of good appearance, renunciant Gautama is of great standing. I am of small standing. But it is due to respecting, honoring, and paying respect to, worshiping, paying homage to the Dhamma itself that King Paseniti of Kosala shows respect to the Tathagata. In this way also, Vasita, it should be known that among these people, the Dhamma alone, greatest both in its immediate life and in the life hereafter. Vasita, you indeed are a person who has gone forth from home to homelessness, from various classes, various names, various clans, various committees, and becomes renunciant. And when you are questioned, who are you? You should reply, we are renunciant. We are the sons of the Sakyan teacher. This is from the Agana Sutra Dika Nikaya. People of all backgrounds are equal in their potential. Social divisions among them are conventional. In this passage, the Hindu Brahmin, Vasita, figures again. probably before becoming a disciple of the Buddha. He expresses the view that action, not birth, is what counts in being a Brahmin, in the sense of a person of genuine ethical superiority. His fellow Brahmin, Bharadvaja, holds the purity of descent in what makes a person a real Brahmin. They go to the Buddha to ask which view he agrees with. The Buddha says action is what matters. He emphasizes that while plants and animals have differences according to their species, humans are not species, not divided into four types, according to the class they are born to. Class differences are merely conventional labels based on the mode of livelihood. Vaseta, I will say in accordance with the truth about the classification of those living things according to species. Species indeed are various. You would know this in respect of the grass and the trees, although they would not make a claim. They have the mark of their species. The species indeed are various. So also in respect of insects, grasshoppers, and ants, they have the marks of their species. You will know in respect of the four-footed ones, small and large, they have the mark of their species. Also you will know in the respect of those with long backs, using their bellies as their feet, snakes, as they have the mark of their species. Then you would know in respect of the fish too, aquatic, living in the water, that they have the mark of their species. Then you would know in respect to the birds who would fly in the air, born of their wings, that you would have mark of their species. As among these species there are separate marks of their species, there is not among humans separate species marks, neither in the hair, nor in the head, the ear, the eyes, the mouth, the nose, the lips, or the eyelashes. In the neck, the flanks, the stomach, the back, and in the womb, the chest, in the sexual intercourse, in the hands, the feet, fingers, nor nails, nor in the thighs and calves, nor in the hue of the voice of their differing species, marks that amongst other species. In the individual bodies of humans, they are not evident. Destination and regardings to humans are used according to conventions. Among humans, whoever makes a livelihood by looking after cattle, Vaseta, know that he is that by that a farmer, not a Hindu Brahmin. Among humans, whoever makes a livelihood by some craft, Vaseta, know that he is a craftsman, not a Hindu Brahmin. Among humans, whosoever makes a livelihood by trading, Vaseta, know that the merchant is not a Hindu Brahmin, but a merchant. Parallel points are made about workmen, robbers, soldiers, sacrificial priests, and kings. I do not call one a Hindu Brahmin because of his material origin or his breed. He may be addressed as Sir, but be a man of attachment. He does not become agitated, cutting off all fetters, such as a person who has overcome all impurity, released from bondage. I call him a Hindu Brahmin. The name and clan conceived in the world is a mere convention. Such conception is various contexts, as has been about due to common agreement. For those lacking in understanding, dogmatic beliefs has been lying latent. They without understanding tell us one becomes a Hindu Brahmin by birth. One becomes neither a Hindu Brahmin nor a non-Brahmin by birth. One becomes a Hindu Brahmin and a non-Brahmin by action. This can be found in the Vaseta Sutra, Sutta Nipita. The equality of men and women. In this section, we are included only canonical passages from the Tipitaka that shows a favorable attitude towards women. However, there are other passages that represent the prevailing discriminative attitudes of the time. It is possible that such seeming contradictory attitudes are expressed in some instances in the literature due to the editorial handling over many centuries. Some of the Brahmanical attitudes that were dominant in early Indian society may have found their way into the Buddhist canonical literature itself, although in other passages, of which instances are given below, a clearly reformatory attitude of the Buddha regarding the issue of gender is represented. Basically, it's just saying that here it's the equality of men and women, but from this perspective, there are two different perspectives from the Hindu, how they treat women, and it passed on to the Buddhist view on how they treat women. But this passage specifically about to read here is a different attitude towards women on a passive sense or in a positive sense, and there's others can be found that's more negative. Subtle evaluation of the status of women. In this passage, the Buddha undermines the idea of the lesser status of females in the society of his time through a skillful way that appeals to some existing values and avoids a direct challenge. King of Kosala, Pa-se-ni-ti, or Nandi, approached the Blessed One, paid respect to him with hands in Anjali, and sat to one side. Then a certain person approached the king of Kosala and whispered in his ear that the queen, Ma'alika, had given birth to a daughter. Hearing this, king of Kosala, Pa-se-ni-ti, became displeased. The blessed Gautama, the blessed one, the Tathagata, knowing the displeasure of the king of Kosala, Pa-se-ni-ti, uttered at the time these verses, quote, "Some woman too may be better than a man if she is intelligent, virtuous, respectful towards the mother-in-law, and the faithful to her husband. Those born to her will be the heroes and the district leaders. The son of such a good wife might even rule as a king." Dita Sutra, Samyutta Nikaya. Women's equal potential for wisdom and awakening. In this passage, Marahos, the evil one, is made to represent the wrong notion that dominated social perceptions about women during the time in Buddhism emergement. The expression is two-finger wisdom. It is used to suggest that women have a little intelligence. The commentarial tradition explains that expression in two different ways. According to the Samyutta Nikaya commentary, the common notion was that women's understanding is limited to the use of two fingers in weaving threads with cotton wool, according to the Theridatta commentary. Although women cooked rice from the age of 7 or 8 in order to know whether the rice is properly cooked, they have to take the boiling rice with a spoon and press it with 2 fingers to know whether it is cooked. At one time, the Blessed One, the Gautama, the Buddha, was living in the monastery in Antapintika in Jetavana in Savatthi Grove. Then the nun Soma, or the Bhikkhuni Soma, the nun, putting on robes in the morning, taking a bowl and robes, entered Savatthi for alms round, Bindabat. Going on alms round, and after the meal, she approached the Anta forest and sat at the root of a tree to find concentration, absorption, and seclusion. Then Mara, host, the evil one, desiring to frighten the Bhikkhuni, the nun Soma, approached her and uttered the verse, that difficult to achieve state which should be achieved by sages, women, with the two-finger wisdom cannot be achieved. Then it occurred to the Bhikkhuni, the nun Soma, who is it that utters this verse? Is it a human or a non-human? Then the Bhikkhuni Soma thought, is it Mara, the evil one, desiring to frighten me and disturb me in my seclusion, who has uttered this verse? And the Bhikkhuni Soma, knowing it was Mara, the evil one, replied with this verse in return. Why should being a woman matter when the mind is well composed, understanding is present, and from whom there is proper insight into the Dhamma? Mara replied, it is fit for you to say this to someone who thinks in terms, I am a man, or I am a woman, or in this such terms. Then Mara, the evil one, thinking, the nun, the Bhikkhuni Soma, knows me, displeased, displeasured, disappeared there itself. Demonstrating of a woman's spiritual powers. The passage concerns Mahaprajapati Gotami, the Buddha's aunt, the person who raised the Buddha, who became his stepmother and who helped persuaded him to grant ordination to women. After becoming the first Buddhist Bhikkhuni, the nun, she went on to attain awakening as an Arihat, Mahaprajapati Gotami. Here the Buddha urges her, now 120, at the age of 120, to demonstrate her spiritual powers so as to challenge people's doubts as to women's abilities. Other parts of the passage not given here mention her numerous other feats of meditation-based supernormal power. Gautami and Gautama, the Buddha, verses in conversation. Gautami states, the state of Nipita, Nibbana, Nirvana, which is not seen by elderly non-Buddhist teachers, is experienced by some good Buddhist young girls of 7 years. Gautama Buddha replies, Gautami, in order to dispel the dogmatic views of those who entertain doubt about the realization of the righteous Dhamma by women, do not display your supernormal powers. Then, having bowed to the respectfully awakened Buddha, plunging into the sky, Gautami disappeared numerous supernormal powers with the sanction of the Buddha. Having become one, she became many. Having became many, she became one. She appeared, disappeared, went through walls, through mountains. Without obstruction, she went, then even dived into the ground. Like on the earth, she walked on water without sinking. Getting herself into a posture, she moved into the sky like a female bird. She exercised the range of her bodily power as far as the abode of Brahma. She made Mount Sininaru the shaft, made the great earth a parasol, turning it from the bottom and holding it. She walked about it in the sky. She set the world up in smoke like the time of the dawn of the 6 suns, and made the world enveloped in the net of garlands, like the end of the great period. This is cited in Gautami Apatana, in the Apatana, page 535 to 536. I'm going to leave off there today. We'll pick up on the next one on good human relationships, Theravada tradition, how to have harmonious social relationship with 6 kinds of people. good human relationships. Common Buddhist texts, guidance and insights from the Buddha. The chief editor is Maha Dr. Dhamma Kosajan, or his other name is Dr. Venerable Brahma Pandit.